Previously on Ghosts of.
Something weird about these woods.
Guys, there's something up here.
I know, we hear
There's
them.
something red glowing in the dark. If you're here, can you show yourself?
There's something behind you.
A few years ago, I made an unprecedented move for chief of police. I assembled a team of top paranormal investigators to help us solve some of these bizarre cases.
One of the shutters is closed.
We had these open before. Are you kidding me?
I wouldn't have believed it if I didn't witness it myself. But the team traced all of the hauntings back to a tragedy that happened hundreds of years ago.
We've got evil witchery here.
I command you to leave this place in Yahshua's name. The demon is gone.
Then I got calls from other places. Washington, Florida, New York. But Morgan City, Louisiana, yeah, they had a hell of a problem down there.
What is connected to all of these cases that we have? Violent deaths.
What if I take that with me? There it goes.
Watch right here.
Okay.
Now, the trouble is in Butte, Montana.
I've been in law enforcement here for 30 years, and I've been the sheriff here for the past 8. We've been getting a lot of strange calls that I can't explain. They're calling us because there's something out there that scared them.
4-0 entering residence right now.
Do I believe in ghosts? I wouldn't say that I do.
Residence is clear.
But I think you have to look at these things when people you trust and you know are telling you they're afraid.
I've lived here for 50 of the 55 years of my life. Growing up, I knew this place was haunted. Butte has a history of mining, and that's what built this community. Wild West atmosphere, and with all the corruption and wealth that was here, there was a lot of tragedy. These days we're working to get Butte into the future. Revitalizing our downtown and our uptown districts is the main focus for us here. But every time we put a shovel in the ground or we repurpose a building, something unsettling happens.
My department's getting overwhelmed with calls we just can't explain. The mayor and I are going to do everything we can to keep our city safe and our citizens safe. If that involves inviting paranormal experts to come here and spend some time in our community, I'm 100% with them.
We're here less than 24 hours. We've already received a phone call regarding paranormal activity from Sheriff Lester. He needs us to come over to a place called the Clark Chateau. It's an old building in downtown that got transformed into a community center. The call came in after a concert there. The victim that was there had something attack her, and that's about all I know at this point. Cindy's stationed in the back of the RV and she's got noise-canceling earphones on. She doesn't want to know anything about what happened or the history of the location. That way she can go in completely clean, and any information she gets is directly from the spirit realm.
That makes sense. Oh man, you see this? The towers?
Yeah.
They're head frames. They stand over all the old mine shafts. They were used to lower the miners down into the ground. Lots of men died down there. The towers are red. It's like an omen.
Sheriff Lester.
How's it going?
Good. So what's going on?
Well, we got called over here to the Clark Chateau on a female who'd been injured. The call actually came in as an assault, so we had to respond appropriately. The victim tells us she was in the restroom by herself. She says she feels what she described as some kind of a presence behind her, felt some kind of burning. She's sure nobody else was there. She discovers that she has some scratches on her back. There's like 6 or 7 different separate scratch marks.
Did it affect her shirt or any of the clothing?
No, what's weird about it is the clothing on the outside is not damaged at all. She didn't see anything. She has no idea how she was injured.
All right, and you've had a chance to walk through and clear, make sure there's nobody else here?
Yeah, there's nobody in the building at all. We're sure of that.
Is this something that's normal for this area?
Well, we've been called out here 5 or 6 times in the last month, responding to some pretty strange calls, and we've not found anything. But we don't know how to investigate these kind of things. I'm glad you're here. Welcome to Butte.
Is it all right if we speak with her?
Yeah, you can go ahead and talk to her.
What's her name?
Her name's Taylor.
Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Thanks, Sheriff.
Hi, I'm Dave. This is Katie.
Nice to meet you.
So, what happened?
I was sitting up in the bathroom washing my hands. The light started flickering. I got this really uneasy feeling of being watched. My back all of a sudden started burning. Went to go rub my hand across my back and felt this weird kind of welt thing. I panicked. She took a picture of it, and that's what it looked like before they started.
Whoa, that's serious.
Has this ever happened to you before?
No.
Have you been here before?
No, this was actually my first time ever being here.
Okay. And it felt like you weren't necessarily alone.
Yeah.
All right. We'll look this over and see what's going on. If we have any more questions, is it all right to reach out to you?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. You know, I don't know what we're facing in there. That thing was deep and it was raised welts.
Angry looking.
We're going to have to watch each other's back. The problem I'm having right now is we've heard a lot of experiences with people being scratched.
Right. Those are some pretty serious scratches.
Yeah, that was not at all what I was expecting.
I mean, if I didn't know any better, I would think somebody physically did that to her. I would swear somebody physically did that.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, bringing Cindy in and being open to something that can do that to her.
She would be more vulnerable to an attack. That's the nature of psychic medium.
This is a real concern. I mean, I don't want to tip her off too much to what's going on. I want to get an organic feel from her.
Right.
But I also feel like we need to keep an eye on her.
Agreed.
All right, let's get Cindy. Hey, Cindy.
Yeah?
I think it's time to go in.
Okay. I'm a psychic medium, which means I can communicate with spirits, but I can also tap into what happened past, present, and future in a location. Because I have the ability to speak to the dead, I can feel their pain and torment, and I'm already starting to feel like something is very off as I'm walking towards this building. Usually when I walk into a location, I just open myself up to the spirit world and I allow whatever images that come to me to come.
Any initial impression?
There's a lot going on in this building. I definitely want to go upstairs. I'm picking up on this aggressive man, but I can't quite figure it out. Man, what is it about? Like, there's two males that are very connected.
Okay.
I want to head this way.
Come on in, I'm gonna shut this door. So you're picking up on something in here. What are you picking up on?
This is so weird, all these images that I'm seeing. I'm not sure what to make of it. I just know that it's not safe.
The reason we were called here is because something happened in this bathroom. Now, how many investigations have we been on where we've heard people have been scratched, right?
Several.
And we've seen the photographic evidence. A lot of times it's superficial grazing. The woman was standing right around where you are. She suddenly felt a pain in her back and a burning sensation. They lifted her shirt and took a photograph. Cindy, these are the deepest welts I've ever seen during an attack.
They were really dark, too, and pronounced.
And it happened right here. Are you the entity that attacked Taylor? Why did you attack Taylor this evening?
You wrote me.
Did you just hear voices on the hall?
I heard something.
Was that?
Hello?
When I could physically hear voices in the hallway. We heard a door slam, footsteps.
Hello? Dude, I didn't see this room. Okay, so I don't know what that was.
You didn't find
There's
anything?
nobody, nothing, there's nothing out of place that I can tell.
All right, well, this started while we were in the bathroom. You want to go back in and see if we can make any kind of connection in there?
Sure. I'm going to do automatic writing by myself because I don't want to be influenced. I'd rather get what I'm getting and then come together at the end.
Fair enough. Katie and I will go run a spirit box session down the hall where we think the voices are coming from.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Automatic writing is a type of spirit communication where I let the spirit come through my hand and it comes out on paper. So I don't hear it first and then write it, it's coming through me. So I just open up and ask what's happening in this house. Oh, okay, so the spirit of this woman is here. She's very beautiful, wearing a blue dress. She used to be a woman of dignity, but it was stolen right from her. I just feel like a man gets shot. That's so clear to me, and it's like these two men are living out a rivalry that they had in the living, but they're living it out on the other side. The man who walks these halls is angry about what happened to his family. Oh, there's lies, 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 lies. This is a mess. Like, this is... I don't know where I need to go.
I'm going to try to run some EVP. We heard a door slam and voices. Can you tell us who that was? Are you upset that we're here?
We heard a door slam and voices. Can you tell us who that was? Are you upset that we're here? Whoa.
I'm hearing the woman crying. The woman is crying. from up here. She cries.
Is our friend Cindy in any danger? Yes. Cindy! Cindy, are you okay?
I'm in the ballroom, I'm okay. I'm telling you, this room, this is not safe.
Obviously, this place is haunted. There's something going on.
Here's the thing, this is what concerns me. I was picking up on so much greed and anger with these spirits. I have no idea if the men fighting here are brothers or business partners. I also saw this woman in blue who was obviously upset. This building is very dangerous.
I think we definitely need to see if I can get some more background on this place.
Yeah.
Understand what went on here, who some of these players may be, and if any of what we captured tonight aligns with the known history.
Yeah.
Let's get out and we'll review in the morning.
Welcome to Butte, America.
Thank you.
Welcome to the biggest hell-bent for leather barge west of the Mississippi, and still the richest hill on earth. At least we think so. Chris Fisk.
Dave Schrader.
Dave, pleasure to meet you,
Nice to
sir.
meet you.
KD, pleasure to meet you.
Cindy.
Ma'am, pleasure
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you
you.
guys. I am a historian and a teacher here in Butte, have been for 30 years. Every street corner, every building, every family has a story about Butte, and it's been my job to help bring those stories to light. I heard you had one hell of a night.
Did.
Quite the night, yes.
Let's sit down and talk about it.
All right.
Copper was discovered on the Butte Hill in the early 1880s. This is going to turn Butte to an absolute metropolis, a grand example of the Gilded Age out in the middle of the Rocky Mountains that made millionaires of many. Any ill vice you can think of, that was Butte, Montana. You could almost say that Butte, if you were an out-of-towner and you were looking at it from the Devil's Perch. To understand Butte at that time, there's a great quote from this community, okay? In Butte, we break the rules all the time. Judges were for sale. Anyone was for sale. Butte was a community that was founded on the backs of immigrants. It was founded on the backs of labor. And those that took advantage of that came out very rich. You guys were asking about the Clark Chateau, okay? When you talk about the Clark Chateau, that's a real anchor in Butte history. One of the more prominent buildings in Butte, that was built by this guy. His name's William A. Clark. One of three men in Montana and Butte history that we would refer to as the Copper Kings. He was a mining mogul, one of the richest men, in the United States. The Copper Kings were the titans of their day. They were the tycoons that took this town from a small, dusty mining camp into this massive metropolis that Butte would become. And they're going to do so with an iron fist. The few will rule it from the top. The rest were not so fortunate. City of Butte was built on the haves and the have-nots. If you're going to talk about the history of this particular building, the Clark Chateau, Clark family owned it for a few years, but soon thereafter sold out to James A. Murray. And he is a considerably different character. James A. Murray originally took out a claim and hit a really good copper strike. He would buy anything that he could get a profit of, and he did it without any conscience whatsoever. The way he grew his fortune had no boundaries, would step on small and big whenever he wanted.
When I was doing automatic writing, which is channeled writing, what I was feeling is that there are two men and they're battling it out on the other side. I was certain that a man had been shot. Do you know anything about that?
You mean actual gun?
Yes.
No idea.
And just just awful, awful rivalry and greed.
That would fit Murray's profile. He destroyed a lot of people in his business life. This guy had an insatiable thirst for money.
It seems like this James A. Murray guy might be what we're looking for when we're looking for the aggression that we found last night. Sitting here listening to you tell us about all this history, I did get one piece of evidence that I would like you to look at because we can't really figure out what exactly it means.
What was it?
Well, I'd like for you to come down to the lab.
You bet.
All right. I get a lot of sounds and audio and little bits and pieces of things through the ghost boxes and my devices when we're investigating. All right, y'all. Welcome to my lab. This is where I build all the paranormal equipment, right here in the basement of the church. Because
that's
what
impressive.
It is. I cleaned up all the audio from our ghost box session we conducted last night during our baseline investigation and came across a word that could be a name.
Let's hear it.
So, let's see what you think it's saying.
Play that again. Slow it down a little bit for me.
Okay.
Bluebird. Bluebird? The Bluebird. That's a mine just outside of Butte. It's a very prominent mine.
Is there any tie to the Bluebird mine and the Clark Chateau?
Not that I know of.
Would a rival of James have owned the Bluebird mine? Or
could have. James A. Murray's entire empire was mining. So Cindy, if you were picking up on a business rivalry, it's very possible a competitor of Murray's owned the Bluebird mine. Very well could have. Bluebird mine was a very prominent mine. Not a lot left there. Why don't I take some time? We'll head back up to the archive, see if I can get you guys some more information on the Bluebird.
Can I go to Bluebird mine and investigate?
Absolutely. You can get to that.
Well, I think it's one step in the right direction. Last night at the Clark Chateau, I was getting a really strong impression of two men in a very bitter rivalry. I also picked up on a woman in blue, a gunshot, and a family destroyed. Maybe the haunting in the chateau is somehow connected to the Bluebird mine. Not sure what that connection is, but I'm really hoping that once I get out there, I can feel it out and put some of the pieces of the puzzle together. It's really beautiful up here. I feel like I want to go like right up to that top. Okay, what am I seeing? In mining, do they have a giant like waterway that would shoot between? Because I feel like I'm seeing this giant water flowing and like it has like, it's really strong and it's pushing all the way through here really fast. I'm seeing this woman, it's like she's guiding me up the hill, or it feels like the same woman that I was seeing at the chateau, like the woman in the blue dress. I'm hoping by touching some of these objects that I can start to put together the pieces of the story. Okay, so the man who owned this location originally, I feel like there's a feud over the transfer of ownership, but the original owner feels lost. He feels trapped in time. He's trapped in time. And then I hear this other man saying he got what he deserved. He got what he goddamn well deserved. Basically, I'm standing on the rubble of somebody's dreams and a legacy that was just completely ripped away from them.
Our historian, Chris Fisk, has put me in touch with somebody that has had a strange experience at the Clark Chateau. So I'm going to go meet with her and see what we can uncover.
You must be Dave.
And you must be Frankie Angel. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
So I understand you had a very interesting exchange at the Clark Chateau.
Interesting is not really the word for it. It was a bit chilling. For 7 years, I've given music lessons there.
Okay. Now, when did this happen?
Just a few days ago. My friend and I were there on the top floor, and she said I played the piano, and I was just playing away, dark and macabre and strange. Angry. It frightened me when she told me about it.
And you have no memory of any of this?
No. I have no recollection of playing.
Well, it sounds almost like you were channeling in a form, as though something was
I
using
have that
you.
feeling now. Maybe it put me in a different place so that I didn't remember it. Because it was something I couldn't explain, but could feel the aftermath. And yet my mind was just really, really alert.
Have you ever had any kind of experience you would consider otherworldly or paranormal before?
Not like this.
Okay. This is new to me, to hear that a spirit entered somebody to play the music and to have that experience against your will, like a sense of violation. Is that fair to line this up with?
Yes.
If you had to put a sense to it, if this was a male or female presence that was working through you, which way would you go?
It was a woman. Most certainly. Yes.
Did you notice any other sensations? Any pain, scratches, burning, anything that's off-putting?
Something wanted to speak, wanted to come back.
All right, guys, tonight's the night of the big investigation at the Clark Chateau. Obviously, we've got a lot to go through. I'm excited to sit down with the team today because last night I had a chance to sit down with another witness, somebody else that had something very disturbing take place at the Chateau. And now that I know that story, I want to see what Cindy was able to dig up regarding the Bluebird mine. You went out for your solo experiment yesterday to see what you could find. I met with a local by the name of Frankie Angel. She went to show a friend the Clark Chateau. And when they got upstairs, she remembers looking in the room and seeing the piano. Her friend then tapped her on the shoulder and said, "Frankie, you went at the piano and you began hammering out this very dark, macabre song. Nothing like what you ever play." And Frankie has absolutely no recollection of this taking place.
Something was channeling through her, using her body to do whatever it wanted to do.
It's called trance mediumship, where a spirit can be so impressed upon a person that the person loses time.
What's fascinating is that Frankie said that the spirit that possessed her felt like a woman.
There could be a connection. When I got to the Bluebird mine and I started walking on that land, I definitely saw the spirit of the lady in the blue dress, the one who I heard crying at the Clark Chateau. It's almost like I was being shown that there's a connection in that sense.
How we doing, guys?
Hey,
Chris. You are not going to believe this. I think I found your Bluebird. And his name, Ferdinand Van Zandt. Well, in 1885, he's going to build the Bluebird mine.
I mean, this is massive.
And Van Zandt sunk everything he had into it. This was his legacy. But James A. Murray, the mining tycoon who owned the Clark Chateau, tried to buy the Bluebird mine off of Van Zandt. Van Zandt told him no. Nobody says no to James A. Murray. After Van Zandt told him no, James Murray started buying up these claims all around the Bluebird. He then started dropping shafts, tapping into the ore lodes at the Bluebird, essentially stealing his silver ore.
Wow.
That's going to break Ferdinand Van Zandt, and James A. Murray knew it. Van Zandt lost everything, $4 million. James A. Murray took everything from Ferdinand Van Zandt, and because of that, Van Zandt's going to shoot himself in the head. Van Zant's suicide devastated and ended up destroying his family. You were asking about your shot and you didn't know about it? I would say that's the bullet that went.
Yeah, that makes sense now. There's a lot of unfinished business and anger and resentment. So that carries over to the afterlife because they're still battling this out. They're still fighting over this. And that's making the Clark Chateau really dangerous. So James was there, Van Zandt was there, the aggressive male spirit. But I also felt this other woman in the blue dress. She came through the automatic writing and said, my family's legacy was ripped away from me. And I'm assuming that Van Zandt had a wife too, is that correct?
Yes, her name was Amy.
I called her the woman in the blue dress.
Bluebird.
Bluebird. Mediumship is fascinating, right? She wearing a blue dress. I think that that's part of the symbolism.
That leads us to our second victim. Somebody who was under the spell or possession of another spirit. I think that's the woman that you were connecting with.
Right. I have a question for you. When I was at Bluebird Mine, I kept seeing a lot of water just rushing over.
After Murray drained the good silver deposits there, he flooded it.
Oh my God,
So
that's
here's-
the water.
That's the water.
And it all got swept away. Van Zandt's entire legacy had just been ripped away from them, shattered. I'm pretty sure that this blood feud is what's causing the dangerous haunting at the Clark Chateau. The spirits of Van Zandt and his wife Amy are probably here because they were ruined by James Murray and he owned this home. It could be that they're attacking the citizens of Butte that walk into this location because they don't understand that people like Frankie and Taylor have nothing to do with their old rival. It could also be that James Murray is responsible for some of these attacks because of how ruthless he was.
Learning more about this blood feud. This case goes beyond just the spirit realm. I spoke with Mayor Gallagher. We can't have people being attacked. We can't have possessions taking place and people being frightened out of one of the last true icons that stands. So we need to get to the bottom of this. We need to figure out what's going on and why this energy is amping up, why there seems to be a darkness that's fallen over the Clark Chateau. We have to figure out how to tune in tonight and get those answers.
So here we have the DVR set up, right? All right, first room here is the ballroom. That's on the 3rd floor. This is the blue bathroom on the 3rd floor next to the ballroom. This is where Taylor was assaulted, and this is where Frankie Angel had her experience with the piano. Since the blue bathroom has been so pivotal in our investigation, I think this is a good place to run my experiment that I've been working on.
And what is that?
It's the PGG2, my photonic ghost generator. It's a laser fog setup that will project a laser light straight up in the air, and it'll make a flat beam. So it'll basically be like a sheet of light, and it could give the spirits a medium for them to imprint their face or an image of something they want us to see. Right up here, I have a REM pod sitting right up there too.
Okay.
And I have a REM pod sitting at the sink where Taylor had her experience also.
Good. All right, well, why don't we begin up in the ballroom? That's where Frankie was possessed and had that strange encounter.
We believe there are at least 3 spirits haunting this location. Former owner James A. Murray and his mining rivals Ferdinand and Amy Van Zandt, whose lives he totally destroyed. Our job tonight is to figure out who's attacking people and to make sure we get rid of the danger that these spirits pose to anyone entering this location.
KD, why don't we focus up here? We'll run the SLS camera. We'll try to capture any kind of communication, maybe do some more EVP work and see if we can make communication with whatever spirit is staying while Cindy tries to communicate with whatever spirit's drawing her downstairs.
Okay, this is better. I know Van Zandt's here. The man who's attacking people is Van Zandt. But the battle is really Van Zandt going after Murray and everybody in this house. The The woman who is here, the wife, also hurts people, but not in the same way. Yeah, the wife. Amy affected Frankie. Not aggressive like hitting people or scratching people, but aggressive in trying to affect them. God, So Amy, Van Zant's wife, she can't find him. She doesn't think he's here. She can't find him, which is probably why I saw her at the mine. She's there looking for her husband, because I saw her walking up that hill. The woman in the blue dress, right? They're trapped in two separate layers on the other side. She can't find her husband because he's so involved in this blood feud that he can't move to be with her. If we can convince Van Zant to let go of this blood war, then we can reunite him with his family and he can move on, and so can his wife. And hopefully that will bring peace to this house and put an end to the violent energy here.
We're looking for the entity that attacked Taylor. Okay. Is this Ferdinand Van Zant? Is that who we're speaking to?
Let's play back and see what we get.
Is this Ferdinand Van Zant? Is that who we're speaking to?
Please go away. Listen to that. That is clear as day. Listen.
Is this Ferdinand Van Zant? Is that who we're speaking to?
Oh.
Please go away.
Yeah, that was please go away. Oh.
Is Murray still in this building? Yes. That was loud and clear.
What was that? Did you just hear that? There's nothing in here.
Are you hearing that? She heard it coming from out here.
Right. What was that? You heard that? It sounded like a whimper.
Let's see if we can follow it. It's moving downstairs.
Hey, get down here. I'm with Cindy.
Dude, I am telling you, it's bad. Van Zant's wife, Amy, is very active in this house. She can't find her husband. She thinks he's at the mine. They're in two completely different layers. Van Zant is so wrapped up in this blood feud with Murray that he's not even paying attention. He hasn't even looked for his family on the other side because the only thing he wanted to do when he died was get revenge.
Wait! The REM pod's going nuts.
Where is it? Which one was that?
It's down here.
Oh, it's the bathroom.
Something might be trying to talk to us in here.
This might be a good time to do your experiment and see if we can capture a visual representation of who's here.
Okay, lasers are up, fog's rolling. If any of these entities decide to show themselves, we're gonna see it.
I keep hearing Van Zant's wife, Amy. She's saying, I'm here all by myself. I can't find my husband.
We've come here to communicate with the spirit of Ferdinand Van Zant. Mr. Van Zant, we understand the loss and pain that you felt in life. We understand the want and desire for revenge against James A. Murray. But what he stole from you in life, he no longer has to control in the afterlife. Your wife Amy has come through, sir, and she's looking for you.
He's the aggressive one. He's the one hurting people in this house. It's not Murray, it's Van Zant.
Ferdinand Van Zant, Taylor was in this room and somebody attacked her. Frankie was at the piano and somebody took her over. Ferdinand Van Zandt, your feud is with Murray, not the innocent people who come into this home. You need to leave them alone.
Oh, wow. I saw something move. It was like a solid figure.
He's here.
Is this Ferdinand Van Zandt?
What the hell?
What the hell?
Are you kidding me?
What is that?
No, seriously.
This freaking thing just came on, man.
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Yes, it did. Yes, it
water's
freaking
like
did.
freaking brown, dude.
What the actual hell?
This season on Ghosts of Devil's Perch.
There's something here that doesn't want us to be here.
Something big is happening. It's brewing underneath their city.
There's a monster that lives in the tunnels.
Can you talk to me through this flashlight? What would cause it to jump to 95.8? Look at it.
That glass just shattered. It is a spiritual awakening and it is mad.
What the hell?
Our job now is to figure out how we can stop this before things get really bad for the town of Butte.
Are you trying to hurt anybody else out here?
Ow! What the dude?
I feel like I got stabbed in the gut.
We need an ambulance.
Need an ambulance.
I'm actually worried that we just made it worse.
What are you doing here?